The great Bobby Hemmett said they will do something at the beginning of the fall equinox to distract you. Before I go on, understand all of this is distraction. And I will remind you again at the end, all of this is distraction. An assassination of a conservative takes over the news. Meanwhile, there's a whole other mass shooting happening, while also following a murder on a train a few weeks prior. A very spiritual time right now. Eclipses, full moons, portals through the numerology of days, a game of division, making the people pick a side, further sowing chaos and distrust, when really one could just choose not to play, not to fall into this trap. I recorded a whole 8 minutes on this, but I gotta put this first, because this is deeper than just getting karma. This is about freedom of speech, freedom of thought. I could care less about bro, but why are y'all reacting this way? Why is this the normal now? Why is hate normal? Y'all will say, he created this, he did this. But why must we keep it going? Why do we continue to argue and debate? I'm talking to Kirk too. Why do we sit here and troll when we could be coming to terms, coming to compromise, negotiating deals? Nature is perfect. Balance will always and can be met. Both sides is wrong. Both sides in the matrix. That's why we must step back and observe. All of this is just observation. Get this from the perspective of the witness, not the participant. Because to participate in this is folly. Even this act now and me trying to explain all this. Shout out to everyone who didn't say a single word about this. Instead, stayed true to them and focused on their own mission and their own work. To keep peace, your own peace, or to dive into the chaos. See, to care or not to care. I really didn't know who bro was. So at first, I really didn't care. But to see how he went out and then learn of what he did, I am very conflicted because I can't watch that video and not feel anything. However, I understand the rage. But as much as I understand the rage, I still see it as senseless. But at the same time, the carelessness also bothers me, both on his side and now the people's. This lack of compassion, empathy, and disdain on both ends. He was careless, now the people are careless. What does that say about the people? Entirety, because they're all people. All of us are human. Where did the love go? You see? I wasn't going to talk about this shit, but I cannot let this magic over prevail thus. You've seen what happened. Charlie Cook. What has the world come to? Negus is Ace Maceo, the Divine One. I'm at a loss for words right now, while simultaneously being flooded. What has the world come to? What have we come to? This desensitization is ridiculous. The lack of any compassion at all. Because, see, it's not like I'm justifying anything that Charlie Kirk said or did. I don't even know bro for real. Really, I could care less about him and this shit. But how can you watch this video and feel nothing but warrant and celebration? I get it. He's eating his karma, as you may see it. But at the same time, y'all don't see the play that was just done in your face. The magic, the spell, the 3 letters at work. I may be talking about God, maybe talking about someone else. I may be talking about spirit. You know, though, if you know. I'm going to explain some things I want you to look at. Just a couple symbols. But first, I need you to understand where I'm coming from with this. Because, see, when it comes to the desensitization, understand, I'm in Gen Z. I'm 23. When I was in high schools was getting shot up. I remember seeing videos of kids my age with blood in the hallways. Then, as well, seeing mosques get shot up and then the shooter shouting out PewDiePie after it. That's not even counting the other countless videos and media that has came and can be found on the internet of gore or other incidents. Have you ever seen Bud Dwyer? Crazy shit to see. This is just the nature of the beast, the internet. And to see where it's come to now, which is ironic in of itself. Because, see, it's not even internet that's the problem. It's the people. It is you. And when I say you, I am talking about the user. And this all goes back to just the nature of the beast, just nature itself. You give a phone and the internet to someone, good or evil as you see it, there's no telling the limits of what they could do. Do you give a gun to a soldier or a teacher? All these great debates. which I'm not choosing any side because, see, that's how you fall into the trap, into the game, like many are doing right now. Y'all not seeing the actual game that's being played. Peep, why did he get shot in his throat? Why did he get shot on a Wednesday? Wednesday, the planet of Mercury, planet of communication. Why on a September 10th, 2025, a day with the numerology that adds up to 1? The day before being 999, a day of completions and endings. So for them to do this on a Wednesday, a one day, to a podcaster with no political power, this is about free speech. See, this is the trap. To fall into duality. That being, you think since your opinion is the truth, it is the end all be all, just because you think your opinion is true and is such, it's the op should die, off with their heads. Because you don't agree, they should die? Over words? Not even actions. This is discourse, discussion. You're not even a stepper for real. You fools. Falling into this folly. Celebrating death when death is freedom. A moment, an end to this samsara, this suffering. You gotta understand, man, I'm an occultist. I am one who would consider themselves a mystic or a spiritual. And in the actual path of self-realization and this curiosity and going beyond, and thus the threshold of death. And you start to be seeing the attachment to this Maya. You start to really see this shit for what it is, the fuckery. That's why this shit is so crazy to me. Because I'm sitting here watching some of my fellow occultists and spiritualists, and I'm seeing the immaturity, a lack of spirituality. Because see, in this work, one of the most essential aspects of it is the work of the heart. And yes, we can talk about self-love, loving yourself, but we need to go beyond, not just the ego. We need to talk about universal cosmic love, cosmic universal compassion and empathy. This man had a wife and 2 kids. As much as y'all hate him and may not like his opinion and what he said, it was just words. Words have power, but they don't have more power than you yourself. And see, every problem we complain about, we could have solved yesterday, really generations ago. Y'all mad at his words, but he was just doing as his will. He was moving upon what he thought was truth. He may have been coming from his heart, doing what he thought was right. And if he was moving like such, I could take this so many ways, but I'm trying not to trigger y'all too much tonight. But what does it mean for you? What does it mean for us? What happens when we speak and move from our heart, and then they say, oh, nah, we don't like what they saying. We don't agree with that. That's not our truth. We don't believe that. So thus, we got to take them out. It don't hit the right when when it flipped the other way, right? If you don't see it now, it's only a matter of time until you do see. Like I said, this is a production. And like I said, I'm not even gonna get too conspiratorial, because this could be spirit playing through the symbology, as well as someone else's other play or something else that's even beyond. But from spirit, for this to happen, now my question is inquiring, what is the message? What is spirit, the ancients, the goddess, trying to tell me, trying to tell us now with this event? Very spiritual time right now. We just had an eclipse, 999. We're about to have another eclipse, September. But see, now I have another thing that just came. So peep, old girl that was on the train, a man apparently, and he did stab this woman multiple times in the neck. Broad daylight on a train. Stabbing her in the throat. This had happened right at the end of August. I want y'all to meditate on this and inquire about this. I'm just posing the question. I just want you to see these patterns. First, it was a knife to the throat. Next, a bullet to the throat. Those 3 letters are putting in work. I can't say too much, but I'm going to let the divine speak. To silence or not be silenced. I'm going to say it again. To silence or not be silenced. Another question. Do you want freedom? You say you do, but do you really? You kill. See. Oh, and one more thing. Shall he rest? But remember, Charlie Kirk might be dead, but he ain't got to clock into work tomorrow. He don't got to wake up, come into this samsara, this suffering. You think you may have brought silence, but really you have created more Kirk'S. This may instill fear into some, but it may just agitate and rile others. If spirit is cooking and all is as it shall be, this happened for a reason. No matter what conspiracy. His time came. That means his work was done. And now he's out of the body. He could do greater works. Y'all probably not ready for that conversation. But to keep it grounded, He already had a base. He already had the content out. If they delete his channel, we know something's up. I'm not in defense, but I must make this all apparent. Observe. Oh, and I don't want to hear nothing about where was his compassion, where was his empathy. Like I said, universal love, cosmic love versus conditional love. Different levels to this. When someone goes low, we don't stoop down to their level. You don't fight fire with fire. You end up becoming thus what you hated. Yes, he may have had it coming, but if I know that, why do I have to now find it in my heart to have such hate still? Why would one hold on to all this when they aren't affecting my life directly and don't have the power to? Y'all getting this fame, this social media confused with real power. He may have influenced a couple people, but is there not more of us? We can influence even more. The answer to hate is not hate. Some recognize, some is in it. See.